All right, guys. You're getting ready to watch a video of me putting the steering box brace on. We did not have our sway bar links in when I done this project. The only reason why is because the old ones, you know, they swivel down here at the bottom. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get the holes here to line up with these sway bar links on. So the way you're about to watch me put this steering box brace on is not exactly the way you want to do it. It makes the job harder, but what you do is, I'm going to tell y'all how to do it with y'all sway bar links on. Basically, you just unbolt these 4 bolts here and the other 2 right there. So you got 2 on each side. Lower your sway bar down, set your steering box brace on top of it, and run these bolts back in, then lift it all back up as one unit, and then bolt it up right here. So there's how you get that's the best way to get the brace on. But I couldn't do that, like I said, because I did not have our sway bar links in, and I didn't want to put them in before I done it, because, you know, it doesn't swivel down here at the bottom. The new BD diesel ones don't. So anyway, y'all enjoy this video. Alright, before y'all get started on this project, make sure you have a 1 3/4 inch socket. It's a big socket, it's deep. This one is a 1 inch drive, and if you use, I'll try to put a link in the description for this socket right here. But if you get this one, you're going to need some type. Make sure you got plenty of reducers to fit your torque wrench. Like my biggest torque wrench is a 3/4 inch drive. It's a 300-pound torque wrench. It's a 3/4 inch drive, and so I need a reducer to use this socket right here. So make sure you got that. That is for your Pitman arm nut, your new Pitman arm nut that comes with the kit. Or you can use a big huge crescent wrench, but you're not going to have the proper torque specs. So or you can use a crow's foot. If you got a crow's foot that size, you can use that with your torque wrench. But let me show y'all. Let's see. Sorry about that. If you're going to use a crow's foot wrench to torque, you need to make sure you use it the correct way so you can get the correct torque specs. And what I mean by that is, right here, so I got a 1 3/4 crow's foot, and whenever you use it, you want to make sure when you torque with a crow's foot, you want to make sure you're at a 90-degree, your crow's foot is 90 degrees to your torque wrench, like this. That way you get the proper torque. If you torque it like if you torque it like that, you're going to actually go above your spec. I'm not sure how much. I'd have to measure from the handle to the end right here where your socket would normally sit, and then get my calculator out, figure that crap up, see how much over you would be. But like I said, if you want to use a crow's foot on your torque wrench, just make sure you got it at a 90-degree angle like that. That way you get the proper torque. Alright, we're going to start out by dropping our sway bar. So get your 15mm socket. And drop it down. There's 1. There's 2. Now do the other side. All right, next we're going to we're going to use this, of course, but we're going to take our Pitman arm nut off. That's a 33mm. There's the washer. We will not be reusing the nut or the washer at all. I actually called Rough Country about the lock washer. Asked them if I need to reuse it, and they said no. So we won't be reusing it. Right, we're gonna put our supplied Pitman arm nut on. Put some thread locker inside there, inside the nut. Alright. Gonna use our big socket. You're gonna need a reducer. This is a 1-inch drive, by the way. And 1-inch drive to a 3/4 inch drive. That's what I'm using. Pop that on there. And we will tighten her down. Alright. The factory torque for this, for the factory nut, is 185 foot-pounds. Where you go? That may already be there. Yep, I was already there. Pretty much. Alright, next we're going to put our steering box brace on with our sway bar. Now, you won't reuse your hardware, your factory hardware, because Rough Country sent new bolts as well that they want you to use, so we're going to use them. And this could be a joke, because this brace is super heavy, sway bar is super heavy, and I do everything by myself, so I'm going to have to come up with a plan. I actually may have one, don't know. We're going to try it and see. I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to put the steering gear, put the steering box brace up right here, and I'm just going to start the bolts. That'll help hold this side. Then I think I'm going to move the other side, and then put the sway bar up, one side of the sway bar up, put the bolts in together, hold that side, come back here, and then pull them bolts out, and put the sway bar here, hopefully, then put it in that way. We're going to try that. I don't know if that's going to work or not. But we're about to find out. Probably ain't going to work worth the hell of beans, to be honest. But it's worth a shot here. If I can just use my forearm to hold that up there when I start a nut. Like I said, we're just gonna try this just enough. Alright, now let's see if I can't drop this side just like that. This may work. Alright, I'm gonna try this. So I'm gonna push the brace back up here. I don't think this is gonna work. Uh-oh. I'm hitting it all in. Well, crap. So, I'm gonna have to use my knee here. Kick it back. I'm using my knee to hold the other end of that sway bar up while I line this up. Good gosh. Man, I hope this works. Got that side right there ran. Enough to hold it, hopefully. Now, I'm gonna turn this way, use my knee, and all I'm gonna do is pull these two bolts here out. Guess I could turn y'all around so y'all can see it, but This thing's heavy as crap, so you get the idea. Just do the same thing. Use your knee right here. Hold this end up, and one at a time, pull your bolts out. Over here on this side. All right, got my blue thread locker on all 4 bolts and got them ran in. But don't tighten them just yet, because I want you to look. That bracket is not centered, and there is a lot of movement in it. Now I can literally shift it a good ½ inch. If you notice right here, that gap, I'll make it disappear. See, a lot of movement. So keep them 4 bolts loose. All right, next we're going to install our bearing block. Try to get your bracket as center as possible with the nut and shaft. Now this grease fitting right here, it is going to go towards the front of the truck. So you'll slide that on. Alright, put your washer on your boat. Alright, comes with another washer. Slide that on the back side of the boat. Put your nut on. I gotta get a better grab on this. I'm gonna hand tighten this down for now. While I start get the other side rocking here. Now these nuts are lock nuts, so we're not gonna need any thread locker on these. All right, stupid, put the darn washer on there first. Washer on the back side also. And the lock nut. Now you're gonna need a 5/8 wrench and a 5/8 socket and ratchet. I'm just gonna hand tighten these down for a second. Just get this a little more snug. We may go all the way in a second here. I need to look and see. I'm trying to go by the directions. I need to look and see if we need to tighten the steering box. I mean, this brace down first. I'm thinking not. I'm thinking we need to tighten the shirt down first, I bet. But we're gonna go by the instructions. So if this doesn't work out, it's their fault, not mine. All right. So we are gonna go ahead and tighten this here on down. Can't see nothing. Tighten this here. Well, help if I'd keep it on there, I guess. Alright, no torque specs on these, just snug it down real good. And I mean real good, I mean give it all you got, especially if you're using a 3/8 drive like I am right now. Just let her rip. Alright, that should be good. Alright, next, turn y'all right here. Tighten your sway bar bolts up using your 17mm socket. I'm gonna do the other side over here. All right, now I'm gonna use my 3/8 drive to hand tighten these here down a little bit more, and then we'll torque them. All right, now we got these here snug down. Set your torque wrench, 45 foot-pounds. That one. Got that one. I'm gonna do the other side. Y'all don't need to see it. Do the other side the exact same way. All right. There's your little grease fitting. Go ahead and put some grease in it. Get that right there out of the way, or you can do it last, however you want to do it. And then you'll know when you got enough, because you'll see it barely squirt out like I did. I may have too much in there. All right, so if you notice this collar right here, it's got an offset bore. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can see it's thicker on one side than the other. And right around this bearing right here, it's thicker on one side than the other. Now, there's a set screw. It takes 1/8 Allen head. Now there's a hole right here. Now I was curious about the hole, and I've never put one of these here on, so I'm not 100% sure on this, but they say take a punch and punch it after you get it up on there and spin it around, kind of lock it in. So I called Rough Country about it, and they said do not do that. They said just put it on and tighten her down. So now you notice right here, it's not exactly on. If that's flush, it's not on. You want to turn it till it clicks. It's got that lip right there. Then you take your Allen head, and I'm just going to turn that a little bit to hold it on there. But they say you don't. And I'm just going to turn it. They said just put it on there and tighten it down. They didn't say what order it's supposed to go in, if it's supposed to turn like this, or what. So I'm just going to pretty much match it up with that and see what happens, I guess. And we'll go from there. Wonder if I can hold this camera and do it. I'm going to tighten her down right there, I guess. They didn't. They just said throw it on, tighten it down. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to tighten it down. I'm going to give it a good turn too, like that. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Check your steering. If you got any drag, unbolt these bolts right here, and reposition your bearing block, and then tighten it back down, and then turn the wheel side to side again. Check for drag. Anyway, that's it for me on this. See you in the next video.